What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Shiv here, and today we're going to be doing an in-depth review of Steel Ocean. And I'm going to try to keep my comments about why World of Warships is total fucking garbage to a minimum. Well, fuck it. No, I'm not. Let's be honest. Alright. So, as you can tell, this is definitely a World of Warships clone-like game. Now, a lot of people use that, oh, it's just a copy pasta, it's a clone, it's a knockoff, it's inferior, it's a blah, 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 blah. Alright. And yeah, it looks pretty damn close to it, but not quite. And I will say right now, there are several things that are definitely make this inferior, but there's a plethora of things that make it superior to World of Warships. So, without further ado, let this review begin. Now, obviously, graphically wise, World of Warship takes the cake. It has some stunning, great imagery. They spend a lot of time and money going forth, getting every little detail they possibly could of these ships and other ships similar to it. And that's a good thing. But this company didn't so much do that, but spec-wise and placement of armament, thickness in comparison to the rest of it is actually surprisingly accurate. I mean, I was really kind of shocked. Now, I actually have a PDF of the blueprints of the Atlanta itself. Go figure, I was born in Atlanta, and it's one of the first naval ships I ever learned about, and its tragic end. So, yeah, I kind of know a lot about this ship, and I will tell you right now, from blueprints, photos, things of this nature, I was hard-pressed to find any inaccuracies. In fact, I could find nothing. So, yeah, I mean, everything is laid out like I've seen in every photo and every diagram, blueprint. It's just perfectly laid out. And for those of you who play World of Warships and play the Atlanta, I'll tell you right now, it plays very, very similarly, except you actually have to know how to aim and account for your speed and movement. It's not like, you know, oh, well, he's going to be here and I can lock on target and the auto assist is going to help. Nope, you got to know how to fucking shoot. So, yeah. But, yes, it's also very accurate. Now, like I said, I want to talk about the negatives first. So, graphically, it's kind of fucking inferior. And one other thing that really pisses me the fuck off about this game is the settings menu. Now, you'll notice that this is set at 1280 by 768. Now, I don't have a 1080 monitor, or else I'd be running this at a much higher resolution. So, and when I stream, I try to bring everything down to 720. Well, unfortunately, this game just does not offer that, which that's a really huge kind of cock block for me, alright? That's a really huge cock block for me. If I had a 1080 monitor, I would love to see if this could actually scroll downscale to 720, but I don't, so yeah. It seems a little surprising that this option is not available when every other fucking option is available here. Except for that one, you know, the one that's a standard for streaming. You know, one of the greatest ways of promoting your product and getting people interested in it. And it's not there. It kind of sucks. The other problem I have is the two modes of windowed and full screen. Yes, there's no borderless. I'm sorry. In full screen, it only goes to your native resolution, which, as you can tell, mine is a 1440 by 900, which, by the way, looks like shit on fucking Twitch for some odd reason. Oh, that's right, because they only go out to 720. Sad face. But that notwithstanding, there are still a few other issues that I think we need to talk about. And I'm not going to click on any of these to show them just yet. We will get to them. First one is going to be fictitious ships. Now, I came from Navy Field originally. And I played World of Warship in Alpha, and I played it in CBT, and in Open Beta, and Live. So, believe me when I tell you that many game developers take some extreme liberties with their fucking games when it comes to historical accuracies and making shit up off the top of their head. Wargaming is known for doing this quite literally and liberally when it came to World of Tanks. My God, they had tanks in there that were just speculated on, and a guy kind of drew something with a fucking pencil on a napkin in a bar. And they made a tank out of that shit. Moving on. In World of Warships, they did the same thing. There are many ships that actually have no historical relevance whatsoever that are in that game. One of the alpha rewards actually did not exist in reality. It was a proposed prototype, but never actually saw the light of day. And surprisingly enough, in its tier, it's one of the most badass ships in the game. So yeah, did not exist. And much like Wargaming did, there are ships that generally cater to the nationality of the developer, and they're a little bit stronger than they probably should be. Case in point, in World of Warships, you have Russian ships, when historically, Russian Navy was actually pretty fucking shitty. The Bolshevik Revolution pretty much threw the country in a complete state of disarray. Financing went all over the shit. Maintenance for the ships wasn't done properly. A lot of things on them kind of rusted, fell out of disrepair, which led to some catastrophic fucking accidents during some training missions and in some defenses. Yeah, like, oh, we fired the gun and it exploded the magazine underneath it. Their destroyers were pretty much rusted, garbage, couldn't stop any kind of penetration whatsoever, let alone had absolutely no speed. But yet, for some odd reason, Wargaming decided to make them pretty fucking nasty. Well, this company did the same thing as well with their 3 total Chinese ships. Only one of which you can actually buy in the game, the other 2 you have to earn. Which this is going to get us to the points that I really like. Earning shit. This is one of the first things that really makes me happy. You can earn camos and flags and special ships by completing certain event objectives. Yes, event objectives. It's kind of like missions and quests and whatnot, but a lot of fun. But you can earn them. That's cool. So now let's get to the second point that I really want to talk about. Commanders. Now, you would think that a company whose first game actually had a really heavy basis of how well the crew was leveled, determined how well the tank performed, would have also incorporated this into other games that they developed. But no, they didn't. Which seems completely illogical considering the amount of manpower it takes to staff a fucking ship, even a destroyer, compared to what it takes to staff a fucking tank, is dramatically increased. Even a destroyer would have something like 25 times the amount of people. But no. Fuck common sense. So yeah, this game actually has commanders, and each commander offers a very unique aspect to the slot they provide. And as you can see, there are several of them. They've got stars and levels and things of that nature, and the higher the level and the more stars in that slot, the better performance it actually provides. So your base stat line can be modified to some degree. Yes, this is kind of like an RPG aspect of it, but hey, aren't all these games technically RPG-esque anyway? So, yeah. Now, commanders, you acquire them through various means. You get like a core set through doing certain event things, i.e. playing or like unlocking this type of ship, say a destroyer, battleship, etc., etc., etc. I almost spoiled something there. In order to, you know, get those commanders. Give you a case point example. This one right here, I just got from getting a destroyer up to, or unlocking the tier 5 destroyer, and I was given this as a reward. This guy's actually quite fucking amazing. There are others out there that you can get as well, some of which are you get just from logging in consistently. You'll get another one. Pretty fucking cool, guys. Now, you'll notice that they have stars, and you can actually raise these stars. Matter of fact, if you look at some of them, you'll see where it says Demand Excellent Level 7. Well, what is that? Okay, well, you see these stars. If you hover over it, Common, Superior, Elite, Excellent. Well, this guy here, he's only 2 stars, so he needs to be upgraded. Well, how do you get that, you might ask? Well, wait, there's a thing that says promotion. Let's go ahead and click that. All right. So let's go ahead and grab that same guy as soon as I find him. Ah, there he is. Grab the same guy. Well, now we see that in order to take him from 2 to 3, it's going to require 300 qualifications. I only have 210, so I can't do it right now. Nor would I want to, because I have no desire for playing fucking CVs. I'm sorry, World of Warships ruined my desire to ever touch those things again. Alright, so yes, you get a certain amount of qualifications, and then you promote, boom, boom, they go up to the next tier, which will unlock some cool stuff. Now you notice he has one that says Elite. So increase torpedo bomber damage by 5%. This would actually be a really good one to have on ships that are heavy in torpedo bombing, i.e. Japan. Now, it gets a little bit steeper as you go up. Now, you'll notice it was 300 to go from 2 to 3, and it's 1,000 to go to 3 to 4. I don't even want to know what it is to go to 4 to 5, which is legendary. But that is definitely a cool thing. It definitely promotes grinding and things of that nature. Now the question is going to be, well, how do you get qualifications? Well, you get qualifications from doing certain event things. I'll give you an example here. They have a couple of them that you could get just from purchasing gold. Ironically enough, was it gold? No, it wasn't. That you just get more merit, which is kind of how you get commanders to begin with. All right, here you go. Getting any of these up to rank 9 or 10, like submarine up to 9, gives you 250, and so on and so on. You get 250 off these. There's also other events that pay out as well, though none of them seem to be on viewable right now. Yeah. None of them are available right now for me to show you, or else I would show you. But there's also another way. So let's get to how you actually get a commander, and let me explain that system. So, you want to get a commander. You'll notice, actually you won't notice it because the fucking thing, but there's this little symbol here, it means merit. Alright, so for 180 merit, you can basically open a pack that gives you one commander, a random commander. So yeah, for those of you who've ever played Hearthstone, this should feel right fucking at home. Now you could also buy 10 at a time, and you don't have to just use merit. You could also spend, cash money, buy gold, and do the same thing. So yeah, it's kind of a little pay to win aspect right there. Kinda sucks, but you don't exactly have to in order to get that. Like I said, there are ways of getting it. Matter of fact, on that event page, there is a monthly routine report. Logging in for 20 days will get you this guy right here. Oh, look at that. 3 fucking stars. That's pretty good. Enhanced DC. We're going to cover that in a sec. Giant killer. Torpedo reloader. Oh, reload your torpedoes faster. Engine exhaust. Hey, your ship goes faster. Oxygen torpedo. Increased torpedo range by 10%. Damage by 8% when assigned as your gunner. So, yay. This guy is actually pretty fucking legit. This is definitely a guy you'd want on your destroyer or anything that fires torpedoes. And we're dancing around the topic, and you've probably already seen it, so let's get to the big one here. Submarines. Yes, this is something that Wargaming chose not to implement. And in doing so, they kind of relegated destroyers into being the surprise butt sex class that they are, and have really pretty much pushed them a lot further into that than they arguably should be. Not to say that destroyers weren't powerful and a vital part of almost every naval operation. The degree at which they operate in World of Warships is very, 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 very wrong. Not to mention the fact, reloading torpedoes on a destroyer. Right. Mind you, this game does the same thing, so I can't really fucking argue. Alright, but you get submarines. This here is a nice little German submarine. Yeah, Germans, they make all the cool shit. So yeah, you get submarines here. Matter of fact, let's get into the tech tree here. Japan has a very nice subline, and they also get the I-400. And if you know your history pretty well, the I-400 was their super weapon. America had the atomic bomb. Germany had 1,001 different super weapons, none of which ever really came to fruition. And Japan's super weapon was the I-400. If it had come out 2 years, 3 years earlier, this ship could have actually made some difference. At least delayed a lot of shit by several months. Alright, so the I-400 sole design purpose was they were going to build a fleet of these. Because apparently it took less time to build these than aircraft carriers. And they were going to sail them down to the Panama Canal, and they were going to launch fighters out of it. Yes, this thing was a fucking submarine slash aircraft carrier. It could launch 3 bombers. But, I mean, launching only 3 bombers, you're going to have to carry a payload that's going to do some pretty outrageous damage. So what they decided to do is they were going to use biological attacks, basically drop plagues in certain areas, most notably the Panama Canal, thus forcing any passage through there to possibly kill everybody on the ship. That was the idea. Unfortunately, there were delays and it didn't quite happen as planned. Other ideas were to actually load it with incendiary bombs, fly it over the west coast of the United States, bomb the shit out of our city infrastructures for us, basically tie up resources that way. Also, again, didn't really happen. But these things were monsters. They were huge. I am not kidding when I say huge. So yeah, I mean, look at that. That's quite a lot. And they weren't overly slow either. I mean, they could go 20 fucking knots, which is pretty damn good. So yeah, these were big ass ships. They did come with AA guns. They had a main artillery, and they had 8 torpedo tubes in the front. So, oh shit, here comes a battleship. Oh shit, there went a battleship. And their torpedoes in this game are actually pretty fucking strong. They have a couple different types, actually. And that is quite a bit of damage. 4,000 damage. That's literally about a third of... Actually, no, that's about 20% of the top end battleship. So yeah, these things could definitely sink the top end in this game. So yeah. Submarines provide scouting. They're very stealthy, very hard to hit. Matter of fact, one of the only surefire ways of killing one is with depth charges. You can also have sub-fights in this game with torpedoes and this, that, and the other, but again, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So if you're in a sub and you kill another sub, pat yourself on the back. That's some skill right there, son. One of the fun little tricks that people love doing with subs is when they know they're about to be depth charged, they wait for the enemy to start going onto their attack approach, and they time it just right to where they surface directly underneath the ship. Now, this will damage them, but it'll also damage the enemy ship and also save them from getting depth charged and dying. I've done this myself. I've seen many people do this. It is literally trolling the shit out of people. But it's a lot of fun. And it does definitely add a really fun dynamic that I find missing in World of Warships. And I really think they made a huge problem when they took this out. Now you also got your standard battleships. You know, here we got the Florida. You got your destroyers. Oh, yes, here's one of those Chinese ships I told you that you could only earn. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, these guns have, like, huge amount of punch for their fucking tier. Here's your heavy cruisers with the nice Northampton, which, by the way, this would basically be like a Baltimore, per se. Almost, just shy of it. You got your Fubuki, other destroyer, which, you know, any destroyer captains, you'll know this. And, of course, we even have a World War I ship, the Connecticut. Yeah, yes. And, by the way, you get to take a look at some of the skins you can get in this. Which, you know, this ship is completely restricted to... Well, you get 6 months of VIP and you get the ship for free. Alright. You got the Emden. The Repulse. Yes, the Repulse. The British battleship Repulse. It's tier 5. It's actually a really decent ship. It may only have 6 main gun artillery, but those guns pack a wallop. Alright. Gameplay-wise, I will tell you right now, this game plays far better than World of Warships for several reasons. One, aiming actually fucking matters. Knowing how to aim, judging distance, things of that nature. It's not as simple as clicking on your target or, you know, locking your target in using X and then kind of, you know, leading ahead its movement and then firing in that area. No, 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 no. I don't think so. There is no camera lock on target. There is no locking on target. There is no assistance with aim. Yep. That also applies to torpedoes, so you kind of have to know what the fuck you're doing with your torpedoes as well. By the way, you have a limited ammunition for both guns and torpedoes. This is something I think that they got right completely. And I've heard several people, including, Chase, try to call this very arcadey. When in all honesty, having unlimited ammo is more arcadey than anything else. So yes, you can run out of ammo. As a matter of fact, I have done that several times in this fucking ship. Yes, rate of fire does matter, but sometimes you run out of ammo. So yeah. Now, you also have tech trees where you can technically go for the upgrades, because I'll tell you right now, a lot of ships went through a lot of upgrade process. Much in the same way you can do with World of Warships, so I mean, that's pretty standard. But your secondaries, you notice you can upgrade your secondaries, and you have two different types of AA here. Here's your 40mm Bofors and your 20mm Oerlikons. Guess what? You can control the Bofors. Yes, this is something that World of Warships kind of fucked up on. And that fuck up has led to a lot of angry forum posts about how, battleships are getting fucked over. And there's some relevancy truth to this, considering they have lowered down consistently the ability for battleships to defend against air attacks quite nicely. Here, however, they can defend against it to some degree, but they're still probably going to get screwed over if the CV captain knows what the fuck they're doing. They didn't dumb it down so CV captains would be better. No. They made it to where CV captains would have to actually get good. So yeah. Which is how a game should be run to begin with. Now, artillery in this, or fighting in this game with your regular guns is referred to as artillery. Artillery in this game, the shooting wise, you could actually zoom in your fire a little bit more accurately. As a matter of fact, we're going to go into a game just to kind of give you an idea of this. Just so you can see the principles I'm about to talk about in action. Now we're going to be taking out the Atlanta because it's my favorite fucking ship to play. I'm not even going to lie. It is super fun. You'll also notice that not too many people have tier 8 or 7 ships, and nobody in 9 or 10. The reason for this is, well, you just don't get enough matches to really play through because the community is still growing. So really, you guys should really check this out. And it's so nice to see 6 different categories, not just, your base 4 that they do in World of Warships. Alright, so you got your destroyer, you got your light cruiser, heavy cruiser, battleship, aircraft carrier, and submarine. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, Atlanta's a light cruiser. Which basically puts it on par with a destroyer, just has a lot more power it can pack in its gunnery. Alright, so we're in a match. Let me take a look here. Kuba. Alright, so they got 2 Atlantas. They've got 2 battleships. They've got 2 destroyers and a sub. We've got a sub. Cool. So my obvious targets are going to be the Atlantas, the Kuma, the destroyers. I actually do have the ability of killing those battleships, but probably going to be a huge ammo waste in the process. So yeah, this is starting to look a lot like World of Warships, isn't it, guys? Now you'll notice, well actually no, you can't notice because again, that whole damn sizing issue, which I really wish they'd fix. Alright, now you'll notice that these little red dots came around to kind of let me know where things are. So let me show you this in action. Alright, let me just... You notice how they kind of zoom in on target when it's held in place. That basically allows you to kind of tighten your grouping. Now, that might seem unfair, but when you consider it in combat, shit's moving, people are firing at you, that can really affect you. Oh, by the way, getting hit by other ships will fuck up that grouping. I can't tell you how many times I've undershot or overshot because of that. So, yeah, kinda sucks. Alright. And we're going to showcase another little nifty feature that was only reserved for a few select ships. And that is smoke. Alright. And we got shots on him, and there's a submarine over there. That submarine's baller. Now, as you see, I made him undershoot. And we got the kill. Alright. We're going to get our engine back online. Alright. Now we also have depth charges, so... Oh, he's above surface, so let's go ahead and... And we got him burning too.
Torpedo incoming. Evasive maneuvers.
Bitch, please. Alright. What I'm gonna do is he has a distance that he has to be above before those things can actually hurt me. And that distance is about 450 for that ship, if I remember correctly.
Inbound torpedo. Watch
out! That's what you call teamwork, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. I mean, we're near death. So, we gotta play it really, really cautiously here. So we're gonna come to the backfield where, unfortunately, it's just me and this cruiser, so or this destroyer. So I'm gonna let this destroyer kind of take a little bit more of a lead. All right, and we got a Kuma there as well. Now you'll notice that we've only lost one guy. They've lost a good amount. But I can only see a few of them. And the reason that is the way spotting in this game works with radar and radio. So now we're completely out of touch with the rest of our fleet, which kind of sucks, but at the same time makes a lot of sense.
torpedo incoming. Evasive maneuvers.
And right there, I've used the commander ability to allow me to basically speed up my reload there. Now, I did almost 1,000 damage just there. We're going to continue this. We're actually going to shift up to overhead. And I got the kill on the Higgler land. Like I said, I can kill battleships. It's just probably not in my best interest to do so. Alright. This was a real good battle to kind of showcase this game for multiple reasons. One, I fucking did good in it, and two, well, you kind of get to see how everything works. Alright? I can tell you the theory, I can tell you the strategies, but seeing it actually work is a much more important thing. And again, I apologize for the resolution. One day I will get a better monitor, but for now, this is what you guys have to deal with. That's what I have to deal with. I know, suffer. So shooting while moving is not the easiest thing. So a lot of times you'll see ships actually do this, where they'll come to a complete stop. But once you've learned how to shoot for a bit, you generally don't have to do that as much. So yes, that was a pretty good victory right there. And now it goes over to the splash screen. Now you'll notice I made MVP. Yay! Yes, you get these little awards. Alright, so now I'm going to go take a look and see how much damage I did. I did 5,000 damage as a light cruiser. I rocked the shit out of things. And you also can see like everybody you attacked, and you can kind of see how much damage you did to the individuals. 40 hits to do that amount. 6 did that. 32 did that. So on and so on. And then you got this thing where you can see what kind of part damage you did. Like I hit the fuel bay and the watertight compartment. So yeah, he was not moving at all after that damn hit. So yeah. Though surprisingly, this one that I sunk, I didn't get any part damage from that torp hit that I got on him. But yeah, we did a lot of damage on him as well. And you can get an even more detailed breakdown of a lot of things here. And so it's kind of nice. Okay. So let's go over the thing that people should really kind of also want to pay attention to, and that's records. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of these little medals you can get. As you can see, I have been playing this for some time. Yeah, this was like the most epic one I've gotten to date. Destroy the most enemy ships among all the players in a single game. You must destroy at least 6 ships. Yes, I did get the fucking 6-ship kill thing. That is amazing. You can get the pentakill, which this is a very hard one to pull off. That's literally sinking 5 ships consecutively in 2 minutes in a single battle. I've done this twice. Both times in Atlanta. Just because I know how deadly that ship is and I know how to use it. So yeah, you can do that as well. There are also a couple other interesting things I kind of wanted to get into, and we're going to go back to the settings menu here. And this is record. You could actually do local recordings yourself. Now, if I was smart, I would have, probably have recorded this all via that, and then taken that, and then edited it down to where I wanted to, but that seemed like way too much fucking work, and it would not be in 720 yet again. Sad times. But this is a really cool option. Now, what I really wish they had was a streaming option built in, similar to some other games that I've seen out there. But, hey, beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, that is the game in a nutshell. There's rankings, kind of see where you're at. I don't even know where it's got me. Yeah, you're currently unranked, right? So I think this, I don't know how this does that daily rank. Yesterday. Let's see where it has me yesterday. Oh, 3,000 plus. Yeah. Yeah, so there's some really good players out there. Ironically, most of which are Asian. True fact. So yeah, there's some people who are killing like 50, 60, 80 people a day. Yeah. And, depending on where you end on there, you could get some really cool stuff. So if you're like number 1, you get a bunch of stuff here. Some VIPs, some XP, this, that, and the other. There are a lot of people who have asked, hey, can we just get, merit? Can we just get, yeah, there are a lot of things that people really want, but you can't give everything to everybody really quickly, because then the game bloats out really quickly, accelerates too much. So yeah. Now, you could play this game completely free to play, and I highly recommend it for that. It's great. You don't really need to invest a lot of money. Mind you, you don't need to invest a lot of money in World of Warships either. But one of the big telling things here, and I want to show you this, alright, is... Alright, let's talk about gold. Gold is the purchasing medium in this game. Now, I've already spent about $21, $22 total. I had the leftover money on my Steam accounts. Said, fuck it, let's go ahead and do it. That got me literally 6 months of VIP and enough gold left over to do some really fun stuff. All right. Now, let me show you this right here. $49.60. Now, I'm bringing this up for a very important reason. That'll give you, because of this package, about 48,000 fucking gold. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Now, why is that important, you might ask? Well, let's go take a look at a very specific ship. That is German. Okay, so this is only 38,800 gold. So for those of you who play World of Warships, how much did you spend on your triplets? How much? Kind of feel dumb now, don't you? Yeah, this is literally cheaper. This is literally cheaper. This comes out to about $42 for the triplets. That is about 2/3 the price of what World of Warships is charging. Now, does that mean that you should be mad? And no, you shouldn't, alright? Like I said, the games are very, very different, but yet similar. The graphics on World of Warships definitely much better, which, you know, hey, given time, they'll probably update their graphics too, if they get enough support. But cost-wise, kind of makes you think you're getting a little bit gouged. So right there, I'm definitely going to go hands down for pay ships. This game automatically wins. So yeah, Steel Ocean, a lot of fun. Definitely has a lot of room for improvement. But then again, every game does have a lot of room for improvement. And I just really hope that we see some of these improvements coming up in the future. You know, so yeah. Now again, I know I bashed on World of Warships. They introduced a great concept, a great game, and they did really well, but they fucked it over in their attempts to balance it and basically appease the community that was bitching the most, which ironically enough was, well, basically CVs and destroyers. They made them too powerful. And people who had been playing the game forever and a day, really love battleships, they just stopped playing it. We didn't go on the forums and bitch, we just said, fuck it, we're done. Alright, you guys fucked with AP, you made HE the end-all be-all, you know, battleship killer, so, I mean, why bother playing? Here, yeah, pretty much, different caliber shells will actually hurt, you know, like the smaller caliber shells, like what I'm using here, will actually hurt a battleship, so that's not completely untrue. But they won't do significant damage. And by the way, what I was firing was HE. Did you notice me setting that battleship on fire? I hit him with 40 shells. 40 shells from the Atlanta in World of Warships. I would have had at least 2.5 fires started. At least 2.5 fires. Here, not a single one was started. Alright? And the reason being is that, well, in order to extinguish fire, you have to use a very specific consumable. Yes, putting out a fire is a consumable. But then again, the likelihood of you getting set on fire is reduced. So, yeah, that's really cool. But there are certain types of attacks that will cause your whole ship to catch on fire in multiple places, i.e. hitting a munitions magazine. Torpedoes can do this if they hit directly amidship, so on and so on and so on. Blowing up the fuel tank is a really great way of doing this too. So, yeah. And you can get multiple fires burning across your ship, and it'll tick, 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 tick very, very nicely. But it is not a overly done thing. Now, another thing you can do in this game is you can actually target very specific places. Matter of fact, you see these smokestacks here, right? You hit here, or you hit here, guess what? Actually, it's pretty much this one right here. You hit right here, you'll blow my smokestack, and guess what? You take away my engine power, and it's going to take a little bit of time to come back, unless I use this repair kit to repair it. Now, you only get one repair kit. Yeah, I know. Now, there are consumables that you can pay gold for, which have a much more superior rating. And you can also earn those superior consumables just by playing the game and completing certain events, this, that, and the other. So it is what it is. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of shit you can do in this game. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement. But all in all, if I had to recommend which one to play from a aesthetic value, I would say World of Warships. Aesthetically, it's a much prettier game. However, you can give me an ugly fucking game, but as long as it has good mechanics, it keeps me interested in playing, and I have fun with it, and I'll play that more than the game that looks much shinier. And unfortunately, this game has that. Yeah, World of Warships looks good, but its mechanics, gameplay, balance, they're garbage. They're complete, total fucking shit. This game has got the right idea, and hopefully they will continue pushing forth on that idea. So anyway, that is all for this video. I know it's a long one at some 42 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, leave me comments down below. Till next time, stay safe, fair winds, and may RNGesus bless you. Peace.